Firstly, I want to thank you for accepting my invitation, accepting to talk with me.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for choosing to interview me.
So, I have gone through your profile, and you are a suspense, romantic and suspense writer.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, that's great.
Thanks.
So, I want to introduce you to my audience.
Okay.
So, can you tell me about yourself to my audience?
Sure. I am CF Gonzi, and I write romantic suspense, like you said. I write Unraveled and Numb are the first two in my trilogy. And aside from writing, I like to go rock climbing and kayaking and anything outdoors, really, and hang out with my family.
You're from?
I'm from Utah in the United States.
Awesome. So, let's talk about romance.
Okay.
So, you're more into romance.
Yes. I actually have never been into reading romance. For a long time it was strictly fantasy, and then I read one romance book that just tore my heart out, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, if I could do that, if I could do that to people, it would be absolutely amazing." And I'm a hopeless romantic, but I've never been into reading romance as much. But now I write it.
Can you hold your camera so that properly so that you can fit in the entire screen?
Oh yeah, let me see. It's my phone, so it's awkward.
Okay.
Let's see.
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah.
Is
This
that
is this is fantastic. Yeah.
okay? Good.
So, have you published any book?
Have I? Yes, I published two books.
Awesome. The names?
The first is Unraveled, and the second is Numb. And I'm writing the third. It's a trilogy, so I'm writing the last one.
And all the two books is about
I'm sorry.
two books are about.
It's the story of an FBI agent in New York City
Okay.
and her run in with a drug lord there.
Okay. So,
I'm sorry, I don't want to say more. There's a lot of plot twists, and I don't want to say too much because I worry that I'll give things away.
okay. So, is that a fictional story or a real thing that you have seen or you have experienced?
It's just fictional. I thought of it actually just one day. I was riding home from work. I was driving home from work, and I had this idea pop into my head, based off of a game. Actually, this is so embarrassing. It's based off of a game that I used to play with my little sister and her best friend. So it's kind of along the make believe lines of children, but made into adult fiction.
You have a good smile.
Oh, thank you. You're making me blush. You can't do that.
So, are you a romantic person?
Yes. Yeah, I love romance so much. I
Oh,
cry
that's
when movies are romantic. I cry. So
oh my God. From when you started injecting this thing in your body, romance?
um as long as I can remember. I don't know. I remember my first kiss, I was like 5 years old. So it's I've always been obsessed with romance and cute things like that. So
Are you a good kisser?
I think so. What kind of that? I think I'm a good kisser.
So, until unless you experience some beautiful things, you can't put that in your book, right?
Yes. Yeah. I've put actually a lot of things that have to do with mental health and you're really people who have mental health. A lot of that is in my book.
So, what people say after reading a book?
What? Sorry, what did you say? What?
What people say after reading your book?
Oh, well, I've had a lot of people get mad at me. I leave most of my books on cliffhangers because it's a trilogy. I'm not going to wrap it up in just one book.
Okay.
So, um, a lot of people say that they read it in one day because of how fast paced it is and how much you want to know how I'm going to finish it out. I've also had people say that they really like my writing style. I write from the first person point of view of two of my characters, and it switches back and forth, and they really
Okay.
enjoy it. So
Okay. So, is that your point of view, or the book is your point of view?
no, no, it's fictional, so it's just the character that I made up. It's from
Okay.
their point of view.
Okay. Are you good in creating impact with your expression?
I think so. I think so. I've made, and like maybe they're just biased because they're my family, but I know that both of my sisters and my mom cried when they read my book. And my grandpa, who this was a huge deal because my grandpa is a very big critic and
Okay.
very grumpy. And I gave him the book expecting kind of a nasty review from him, but he said I did really well, and he was like, I need to know what happens next. Like, you can't leave me hanging like this. So I think I'm pretty good at drawing emotion from people. I hope.
Like, there's a lot of positiveness in your expression.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know how to not smile. I do. I'm really good at frowning, but I choose not to.
Yeah, I did videos with a lot of people, but you look completely positive and a lot of purity in your expression.
Thank you. Thank you. That was very sweet. You're very positive too. You've got a wonderful smile.
Thank you. So, are you single or married?
I'm married.
Okay, so you started writing before marriage or after marriage?
I wrote before I got married, and it's actually really interesting because the man I married, he's dyslexic, so he can't read very well. He really struggles with it. But after we got married and I found out that he didn't like to read, I was like, you didn't tell me this before we got married. So I kind of um we now we've made it actually a hobby. We read together. I read out loud to him, and he encouraged me to take the things that I had written because I hadn't started a book. I had just written for fun, and he had encouraged me to actually take it further and to write a book. So I did.
What is the thing that you love in yourself most?
Love in myself. Um I'm extremely empathetic. I care a lot about people and what other people think. Not to the point where I worry what people think about me, but I care a lot about how they perceive me and how they perceive each other. I love people. So,
Only living things or non living things too?
what was that?
I mean, you love non living things too, like materialistic things.
Oh, yes, I'm so materialistic. I I actually have been on this like I'm craving buying things lately. Like I've been buying a whole bunch of new clothes and I saw these really cute glasses. I like, I sound so funny, but I like everything. Like, there's not very many things that I don't like.
Okay. So, what is your goal
Just like in life or in writing.
in writing and in life, both? Yeah.
I think in writing, I just would really like to become a household name. I don't want to be like super rich or famous, but I would love for people to be like, "Oh yeah, CF Gonzi, like I've read her books," or like Louisa May Alcott or J.K. Rowling. Like people know their names, and I would love for people to recognize my name. I think that would be really cool. And in life, it's just to live a happy life, just to be satisfied with what I have, and just continue to try and be better, I guess.
Nice. So, do you have a creative mind?
I think so. These are funny questions because it makes me feel like I'm bragging when I answer. Yeah, I think I'm pretty creative. I really enjoy just coming up with ideas. I don't feel like people always ask where my inspiration comes from, and I'm just like, I don't know, I just think of things. And I feel like that makes me a creative person.
Okay.
But
So you think always.
yeah, my mind is constantly on its own little train right over there.
So, what works for you to be happy all the time?
um well, I'm a very religious person, so I believe that my belief in what I in the church that I go to and everything, I think that plays a big part of it as well. My family makes me happy. I have a beautiful daughter, and she's my world. But it's so nice when she takes naps because we can do things like this. um, I don't know. I think my outlook on life is very like glass half full. A lot of people are like, "Oh, the world's burning. Like, there's so many things going wrong," and I'm just kind of like, "But we're all doing our best, and like as long as you're not like killing people, like I'm gonna respect you as a person. And I feel like that helps me stay positive through my life. So
Great. Tell me about smile.
tell you about what?
Tell me about smile.
My smile.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're making me blush. I can't handle this. um I love to smile. One time when I was in high school, I had a friend tell me that when I walked through the halls I looked like I wanted to beat somebody up. Because I didn't ever smile. I walked through the halls just completely straight faced. And that day forward, I was just like, oh well, I'm just gonna smile at everybody because then the people won't be like intimidated by me, and they'll like want to come and talk to me. Like I said, I love
Okay.
people, so I want people to talk to me. So I just decided to smile all
Okay.
the time.
So, are you strong in creating impact uh, with your weapon called positivity?
I think so. It's interesting that you bring that up because I feel like my book is actually extremely depressing. As oxymoron as that feels, I think so. I've experienced mental health issues, and I think that has actually helped me stay more positive, because I know kind of what it feels like. I know it's different for everybody, but I kind of know what it feels like. And so when I write my book, it's an extremely emotionally draining book. I feel like there's a lot of things that happen that people just don't want to hear about. Um, but I feel like when I write it, I'm able to still take a view that's neutral, so a little more positive, but still deliver the impact of how hard it would be to go through what my characters go through, if that makes sense. I don't even know if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So you are seeing a lot of things which are created by human, and a lot of things in front of you. There are a lot of created things. So
Mhm.
what do you think by seeing it?
I am amazed. I am absolutely amazed by what people can do. It's interesting because my husband he likes video games, who doesn't? But it's so interesting because I always had this view for the longest time that video games were just like mind draining. But as I started learning more about them with my husband, I was just like, holy cow, like the people that come up with this stuff, it's like writing a book, but then more. It's amazing. And just everything like that. Like we recently moved into a new house and I'm just like, people don't get enough credit for how creative they are in architecture and everything. It's amazing.
So how do you see new things? I mean, something you're seeing for the first time. How do you feel?
Oh, I get so overwhelmed. I get very excited. I went on a boat for the first time in my life, which is funny. I'm surrounded by lakes where I live, but I'd always been scared to go on a boat because I'm afraid of the unknown. Um, but I went on a boat for the first time this year, and I just feel like I can sit back in awe and enjoy it.
What is your motivation and what is your driving force?
Um, I think a big motivator for me is my family. I really want them to see me as someone successful. Uh, but also I really, really like drawing emotion from people. That's when I first started. So when I first started writing Unraveled, I would send it like chapter by chapter to my little sister because she was the one that I played the game with that it's based off of, and she would get so mad at me. She'd be like, why did you do this to this character? And it was so fun for me. Like I'm that evil author that finds a lot of joy in that, and so that's a driving force as well. Like I really like to be able to pull that emotion for people.
Can you create any emotion that you wanted in the people who reads your book?
I hope so. I think so. I think the hardest one for me to create for people is actually the love part. Um, because I've discovered that I'm really good at writing really intense scenes and like getting you mad at the antagonist and things like that. But when it comes to the lovey-dovey parts, it's just very like, oh, and they kissed and everyone was happy, and no one feels anything from that. So that's the one that I've been struggling the most with, I think. But I'm getting better at it, I hope.
So God created emotions and Gonzi uh, is generating that emotions.
Yes, hopefully. I like that. That should be
Okay.
my new catchphrase.
Emotion generator Gonzi.
Yes, that's me.
Fantastic. I'll put the title for this video.
Oh my gosh, you're so sweet. Thank you.
So, do you have anything to say to the people who watches this video from anywhere on this planet?
Uh, I just want them to know that Earth is judging them. For me personally, I don't care. And also, I like new friends, and I don't care where you are in the world. I'll be your friend. Just message me on my Instagram. You can ask anyone. I answer. I mean, as long as it's appropriate. But and if you are into reading and if you like emotionally draining and suspenseful books, check mine out.
Yeah. Can I put this video on my YouTube channel and on my social networks and on internet with your
Yeah.
permission?
Yes, of course. Of course. That would be awesome. Thank you so much.
So, what are the books that you have published?
It's called Unraveled is the first one,
Okay.
and Numb is the second one. And the third one I'm writing and has yet to be named.
I'm sure that contains a lot of positivity.
Oh,
So
oh, also, I totally spaced this. I just got published in an anthology um, by Ink Feathers Publishing. It's in India, but they published it all over the world. It's global. And it's called The Facade. So if you're interested in reading little short stories by a bunch of different authors, I'm in that one as well.
nice. So if you send me all the links, I'll put in the description of this video. People who
Okay,
watches it, they can find your books and they can buy it.
awesome. I'll definitely do that.
Thank you again. I really respect your smile. Your smile makes a lot of people to smile. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. You're so thank you. It when you messaged me this morning, I just was in awe. So thank you so much for inviting me to do this.
I'm waiting for you actually.
You're what?
I'm waiting for you actually.
You're waiting for me?
Yeah. I'm waiting for you to talk with you. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you. That was so sweet.
Keep going, keep writing, and keep generating emotions in the human beings. You're an emotion generator, and uh, I want people to get positive emotions from you through your books.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I will. I will keep doing the best I can. And you keep doing this. I'm sure a lot of authors really appreciate you doing this for them. So,
We'll meet soon again in future.
all right. Sounds good.
Take care.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.